When this message appears on your dashboard, it's time to change the oil. You'll need 6.4 quarts of 5W30 oil, plus a new filter equivalent to Fram CH9972, which comes with a large O-ring, small O-ring, and plastic drain spout. You'll also need a new drain bolt washer, Toyota Part 90430-12031. You'll need a 3/8 inch socket wrench, a 14 mm socket, and a wrench extender for ease of access. If you want to tighten things to exact specifications, your wrench should be a torque wrench. Unless you're very strong, or if you're using a torque wrench, you'll need a 65 mm to 67 mm Type B cap style oil filter wrench. Unless you're small enough and comfortable squeezing under the car, you'll want to lift the front of the car for ease of access using the car's jack or a floor jack like this one. You'll need a container big enough to hold 6.5 quarts of drained oil. A funnel helps avoid spilling oil. If you don't have a funnel handy, cut an empty milk or water jug in half to create a funnel in a small container, which will also be useful. Before beginning, drive the car to operating temperature to warm up the engine oil so it will drain thoroughly. Put the car in park, set the parking brake, and chock the rear wheels. This is the spot on the beam under the engine where you should lift using a floor jack as illustrated on page 280 of the owner's manual. Raising the front of the car by about 6 inches should be sufficient. If you're using the car's jack, lift the front passenger side as illustrated on page 364 of the owner's manual. Opinions vary for various cars on whether the oil will drain faster with the filler cap off. Since you're going to have to remove the cap anyway for the new oil, you might as well remove the cap now. Unscrew the oil filler cap by turning counterclockwise and leave it on top of the engine so you won't forget to put it back when done. The oil drain pan is under the front passenger side, roughly an arm's length from the front of the car. Using the 14 mm socket, turn the oil drain bolt counterclockwise to loosen it. Before completely removing the bolt, position your large container underneath the drain bowl to collect the old oil, then remove the bowl to start draining the oil, which will be hot, so be careful. The oil filter canister, which has a round drain valve cover with a square hole, is located under the engine roughly straight down from the oil filler cap. While waiting for the oil pan to drain, insert the socket wrench extender into the square hole, and use the socket wrench to turn only the drain valve cover counterclockwise to remove it from the canister. If the drain cover sticks to the canister and the whole canister unscrews, that's okay, just expect lots of oil to come out too. With the valve cover off, you'll see the small O-ring, unless the O-ring came off with the drain valve cover. If so, put the O-ring back on the canister to avoid leaks while draining the canister. Position a small container under the canister and screw the plastic drain spout that comes with the new oil filter clockwise into the canister drain valve to drain the canister of old oil, about 1 cup. After draining the canister, turn the spout counterclockwise to remove the spout. Using the socket wrench, extender, and filter cap wrench, turn the canister counterclockwise and remove it from the engine block. If the cap wrench doesn't get a good grip on the canister, put a piece of wet paper towel between the canister and cap wrench. There will still be some old oil in the canister. Remove the old filter from the canister and discard the filter. Remove the large O-ring from the canister and discard the O-ring. Remove the small O-ring from the canister and discard that O-ring. Clean the old oil out of the canister and clean off any old oil on the engine where the canister screws in. Coat the new large O-ring with a little oil and put the ring on the canister. Coat the new small O-ring with a little oil and put the ring on the canister. Put the new filter in the canister. Don't put the valve cover back on the canister yet, because the cover will probably get in the way of the filter cap wrench. Turn the canister clockwise to screw it back on the engine block and tighten to 18 foot-pounds. Turn the valve cover clockwise to screw it back on the canister over the small O-ring and tighten to 10 foot-pounds. Make sure the old drain bolt washer has come off and isn't stuck to the oil drain pan. Put a new washer on the bolt. Clean off any old oil around the drain hole. Turn the bolt and new washer clockwise to screw it back into the drain pan, tightening to 30 foot-pounds. Lower the car back to the floor and remove the jack. Put in 6.4 quarts of new 5W30 oil. Do not put in extra. Check the dipstick to confirm the proper oil level as described on page 284 in the owner's manual. Replace the engine oil cap by turning it clockwise. To turn off the console message, leave your foot off the brake. Press the start button twice. Repeatedly press the odometer reset button until trip A is displayed. Press the start button again to turn the car off. Press and hold the odometer reset button. Leave your foot off the brake. Press the start button twice. Keep holding the odometer reset down until the system announces a reset. Press the start button again to turn the car off. Remove the wheel chocks. You're all done.